After the major averages posted their worst week since June, U.S. stocks, they drifted sideways during a light, thin volume trading session. This as investors found very little reason to buy and continued caution. Now on the U.S. economic front, the U.S. government Monday posted a $98 billion budget deficit for the month of July. This according to a Treasury report. Analysts were expecting a deficit of $96 billion. Meanwhile, focus today happened to be mostly overseas, as in Europe. Greece posted a second quarter GDP contraction of 4.6% year-on-year. In Japan, the Nikkei fell to a 6-week low after second quarter GDP came in at an annualized rate of 2.6%. And China's Shanghai Composite rallied to a 7-week high following a key measure of China's money supply showing a 14.5% increase in the month of June from the previous year. And you combine all of that with front-month crude oil prices remaining mostly steady, slightly above $105 a barrel, and the U.S. dollar rebounding against its counterparts. It looked to be quite the active finish for this, the first trading session of the week for the big board. Speaking of which, taking a look now to see how the big board has fared this session. The Dow Jones on the downside, very lightly, 5.83 points to remain relatively unchanged, 15,419.68. In a breakdown of today's major market movers, we first begin with shares of BlackBerry, which soared after the smartphone maker said its board of directors has formed a special committee to explore strategic alternatives, including the possibility of going private. At the same time, moving on, we have in tech news. Apple rising, this on a report that the tech giant will unveil its next generation iPhone on September 10th, ahead of the holiday sales period. And lastly, Steinway rallied today after the manufacturing company of musical instruments said it received a $38 per share buyout offer from an investment firm, topping an earlier bid by Kohlberg & Company.